one take, NBA one take. I was gonna stop, but just had to really talk a little bit briefly about this Frank Vogel situation that happened. Okay, all right, Frank Vogel's hired as the Lakers head coach. I ain't gonna vid on this yet. I just did my rant when Tyronn Lue stepped down. Go look for that vid. I see why they got him. I did say whatever because I was almost over with this whole process with the Lakers and all this dysfunction and all this other craziness or whatever. You know, he's there, but he's gonna be with Jason Kidd, which I think is it's that buffer to LeBron. Not saying LeBron wanted to respect Frank Vogel, but just in case things get awry, there's Kidd right there to speak with. And Kidd could also work with Lonzo, and Brandon Ingram. You know, if these guys are going to be there in the summer, but most likely Lonzo will be there. He will be the point guard. I don't know what they're going to do with Rajon Rondo. I think they're just going to let him walk. They just got to figure some things out. I think having Lonzo there is probably the best situation for them at this time at the point guard position, barring that he's healthy, and they could just they could probably fill someone out, possibly on the off season, TJ McConnell or something, because he's gonna want some money. I don't know. Maybe they could pay a 1-year deal for TJ to back up. We'll see. But Frank Vogel's a coach. He has success in Indiana, but if it's there, I would say, yeah, Frank Vogel's a better coach than Jim O'Brien, who was just there, and he was an innovative offensive style. Frank Vogel, you know, did some things. Also had help from a good defensive staff. You know, with some players there, and maturation of Danny Granger as he was going down, and then Paul George came along, and he instilled confidence in Paul George to, you know, to be the man as Granger got injuries just kept piling up, and they needed real legitimate help. I mean, they couldn't ride David West, who was still there, but he wasn't as efficient and good as he was when he was in New Orleans. And Hibbert was an emerging big man, but he wasn't an offensive. Or Frank Vogel. It wasn't a radar hire by any stretch of the means. This was something that his name came up, and they talked to his representatives to see what he wanted, see what he had to say, and they liked it. But they asked him, they said, this is, I understand what the industry said, but this is what we do and how we do it. So right now, Frank Vogel has 2 years, even though the contract stays for 3. He has 2 years to turn this team into something that they feel that they can build a roster out, and he has to coach the roster to the maximum of his abilities. So we have to see. We have to see what happens. If the Lakers can't go to the playoffs next year, that would be great. I mean, that would be, you know, a step in the right direction. What they do in free agency, what they do via trade, if they could get someone in the buyer's market. Like I said, I think they should just stop waiting and go for it. You're a franchise I respect. You know, I always respect teams that necessarily go for it. Try to win, man. Try. I mean, being strategic, being strategic, man, listen, just try to win. That's what you try to do. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You got LeBron James, one of the best players in the world. Figure it out. There's some guys in there with him. Some guys in them that can help him. Some guys in there that can help your young stars. If you feel that these guys didn't, try to. If you feel you could get Anthony Davis, then go ahead. Try to get Anthony Davis. I mean, you got to be smart in how you get him, but you got to try to get him. But we'll see with that. This is Boy Laker, and I'm out.